Okay, a little over 20 years ago, probably a lot longer than that, when the original Dawn of the Dead came out. Sometime after that, I saw this movie called Zombie. Now, my mother, God rest her soul, loved taking us to see the movies every weekend. So, not a weekend went by that my mom didn't take us to the movies. So, anyway, my mom decided to take me to see Zombie. Now, of course, this is before internet or warnings saying how graphic the film could possibly be. So my mom was not aware of how incredibly graphic this film was. So even though my mom didn't mean to, my mom's caused me to get the shit scared out of me. So this particular scene that's discussed in this clip, where the poor girl is being dragged slowly to that piece of wooden splinter. I watched it when I was a kid and I just screamed for I don't know how long. And by the time the film was over and by the time I went to bed that night, I could not sleep. I spent a good 2 weeks being freaked out whenever I went to sleep. That's how scary this film was. So here it is over 20 years later, and thanks to Bravo's 100 Scariest Movies of All Time, I got reacquainted with Zombie and the infamous eyeball scene. So again, I watched it and I said, maybe I should give the film another shot. Now, considering I haven't seen the film in over 20 years, I do remember some parts. So I sat through it recently again. In fact, recent being about 2 weeks ago. Now, mistake number one was watching this around 2 in the morning. And mistake number two is watching this with the lights off. But I watched the film. I got through it. And I watched it without closing my eyes or anything. I watched the film. The end result was I couldn't sleep at all that night. I basically turned on all the lights after the film was over, and I sat up the rest of the night totally freaked out. So, on one hand, I did manage to watch this again, and on the other hand, I got totally freaked out. Now, the main question is, will I watch this again? There's a possibility, you know. I'm not as freaked out as I was back then, but that doesn't mean I don't get scared. I still get scared. I mean, even the original Dawn of the Dead, when I watch it to this day, it freaks me out. It didn't freak me out when I was a kid, but it freaks me out now. So I guess the point is, when you're older, a lot of things that didn't scare you when you were younger scare the shit out of you when you're a lot older. So I probably will sit and watch Zombie again, but if I do, I am going to watch it with the lights on.